I will officially welcome everyone and say good morning. Thank you all for joining us today. My name is Sarah Hagee. I'm the Executive Director here with the Electrical Association of Philadelphia. Joining me this morning is my colleague, Matt Dybert. He's our Program Manager, as well as our presenter from Cooper Lighting Solutions, Matthew Roy, as well as his rep, John Childs from Lighting Solutions. I'd like to extend a special thank you once again to Billows Electric Supply for generously sponsoring this morning's virtual trade talk. We really appreciate the support. Just a couple of housekeeping items. If you've been on these virtual trade talks, you know that we cannot see or hear you. And we've done that by design because we are recording this particular event. As always, we do welcome and encourage questions to be submitted using that chat feature. And in fact, we have an expert, a product expert on the line, so to speak, who will be monitoring the chat and potentially throwing out some additional tips. So be sure to check that out. So now it is my distinct pleasure to welcome our presenter from Cooper Lighting Solutions, Matthew Roy, District Manager, and John Childs is here. He's the Senior Sales Consultant with Lighting Solutions. So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Matt. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Sarah, and good morning, everybody out there in virtual land. I'm on my third cup of coffee. I wanted to come prepared. I know it's early, so thanks for affording us some time to, kind of talk to you a little bit about some product that you may or may not be aware of from Halo and Halo Commercial, and thank you to Billows for the invite. Janet had called me a few weeks ago, said, hey, would you mind doing this? And I said, not only would I mind, but certainly excited. And, we don't get the opportunity too often to talk to a group like this. So again, appreciate the opportunity to be here. So being that it's kind of early in the morning, number one, kudos to all of you out there, however many there are. Thank you for joining. And I didn't want to drone through a bunch of slides, although I'm going to have to. I got about 46 of them, but they're going to be quick. But what I did was, in terms of a quick agenda here, hopefully everybody out there by now is familiar with our Halo brand. You've been around a long time, and you'll see on the slides going forward, 23 years running. Number one brand for contractors kind of nationwide. So Halo's got a great name for it, built on, performance, quality, and all that. And certainly, the sales teams and efforts that we go out there to, support you all out in the field. But we'll go through some Halo product. It's very broad. And I think that's kind of the message I want to leave with you today as you go about your work, whether you're estimating, trying to go chase a job, win a job, or, you get a job in the field, you're looking for a solution. I think, you'll see from Halo from a 2-inch direct mount all the way up to a 14-inch surface mount, there's a lot of product in there that could fit, fit some of the solutions you're actually looking for on your jobs with your customers. So we'll go through that, and it's going to be a very high level. And at the end of that, I will have some specific slides that I just wanted to talk to, make sure I left you with a little bit more information, but not too much. And then we'll kind of close out a bunch of slides on our Halo Commercial. This is a product line. We have Bill Johnson. I think that's who Sarah was referring to. Bill joined us. He'll be in the chat, just kind of, I guess kind of keeping an eye on me, making sure I do his brand well. And I think I will, because I'm pretty excited about Halo Commercial in that we've really built this thing out to be kind of a winner in the market, not only from an availability and price perspective, but really performance and things that I think you as a contractor are looking for day to day. Really get a sweet spot in the market as far as lumens and really some of the features and trims and kind of accessories that you need, because it can get really specification driven. But when you're trying to write an order or ship an order, I think this Halo Commercial can really be a nice fit for you. So with that, I will jump into some of the information here. So let me minimize so I can see it all. All right, so what I'm going to do the next few slides here, these are really high level overviews, okay? And you can see up top, the good, the better, the best. So that's kind of how we've differentiate our products, right? And I guess we could do that with a lot of things, and it goes from either a performance level or a price all the way up to high performance, high configurability, and of course, it comes with a price point. So again, you can kind of see the breadth of product here, starting going from the left to the right, good to best, our LT and our RL. Those are really our flagship traditional, retrofit trims, the LT being more of a price point play, the RL's a bit step up in quality. We have some differentiation now between color selectable. You're going to hear that theme a lot as I go through the slides. We're adding color selectability to almost all of our product. I say almost because there are some that, you know, we try to keep the cost down, so we wouldn't add that feature to it. But again, color selectability in our product has been really a key feature that we've introduced. And Halo's done a great job with that. And then even some will have some lumen select. So going from our LT, again, price point, 4-inch and a 6-inch, you'll see that 5.6 because it is compatible with our 5-inch can as well as our 6-inch. Same for the RL. And you see in the middle there, the LA, that's going to be our adjustable gimbal. So again, you have that full breadth of product, downlight as well as the adjustables. The adjustable is a 35-degree tilt, 360-degree rotation. So again, very flexible in the spaces that you're in. Moving a little bit further to the right. So again, leaving you with that LT RL flagship, high volume. This is kind of our flagship product in the Halo family. It has been for quite a while. The RLD, so you'll see some differentiate in the product. This one here is a deep baffle. So you wanted that some customers, some maybe high-end homes or maybe even some hospitality want that regress lens a little bit further up in the ceiling so they don't have that light source too close to the ceiling plane. Great solution there. What's nice about that, again, Halo with the flexibility in the field, we ship that with a white or a black baffle. So you have that ability in the field to swap that out on the fly. The RA is the complementary adjustable gimbal to the RL family. The RSQ, you'll see again throughout the product families going all the way through Halo Commercial, we try to introduce a square option when we introduce a product along with the round. We're starting to see that square design and demand come back a little bit. Again, it is market specific, but you'd be surprised on how many square products we are shipping today. So we do have that would go up into your standard housing. And then the ML4 and the ML6, this is going to be kind of your higher end product. This is going to give you some play in the commercial space, right? You think Halo, you think residential, but with the ML and the ML56, we do give you a 0 to 10 universal option. As you can see with the ML4, you're going to have that 4-inch trim. It's kind of nice attachment wise. It attaches magnetically to the LED module. You have interchangeable optics. So if you don't like the optic or where the light is pooling or going, you can change that in the field. You don't have to take the fixture out and go get another one. So again, nice flexibility in the field. Again, comes at a bit of higher price point, but performance, flexibility, design, all give you, kind of that different price level. So that's kind of the high level there for our LED retrofit portfolio. Moving on to direct mounts. This is kind of a product category that really is taken hold of the market, I would say. I mean, we were doing housings and trims for so long, and then all of a sudden the direct mount came out, and boy, contractors just jumped on it. So what did Halo do? I mean, they jumped on it with it. I mean, they kind of saw it, came out with a product line. Our first introduction into the direct mount space was that SMD DM. When you see the DM on the end of our product, stands for direct mount. Pretty makes sense, right? But again, backing it up, and I'd have a few slides on the HLB series. That's really the flagship within our direct mount series. So HLB, you'll see it here on the left, the HLB light. So we came out with the HLB series. When we first came out with it, we had, if you look off to the right, kind of in that best side of the spreadsheet here. The HLB, we had some features designed into that, like a prismatic lens, 5-color select. So it came at a bit of a cost because, with that prismatic lens, although we got a bit of a pushback from the market, the prismatic lens was really, again, Halo trying to be that performance leader, quality leader. We designed a prismatic lens to cut down on some of that high angle glare that you might get off of some of these wafers or direct mounts that sit on the ceiling plane. Again, we heard the market. We came out with the HLB light. So what we tried to do, again, differentiating the products, we provided the smooth lens that the market really seemed to prefer, but we took a few color temperatures out of it. So with the HLB light, we offer it in a 3-color select versus a 5-color select. So again, you start to see this differentiation that we do amongst the products. And then we, again, trying to hit certain price points that the market was hitting, and as well as that regress baffle that people really liked with the RL and the LT series. You can see there, the second column and fourth column, we came out with the LT and the RL DM. So what that gives you is the the traditional regressed RLLT look, with that regressed light source up an inch or so into the ceiling plane. So it cuts off dramatically that high angle glare, but it still gives you the direct mount capability that the contractors seem to love. And it does, again, it does save time on jobs. And so again, we heard the market and Halo responded. You'll see the RADM again. You'll see that RA. It's just, giving you the adjustable gimbal options to kind of fill out a job. You always need a couple of those gimbals in a space to highlight a wall or some artwork or signage and so forth. So there you have it. And then the HLA, that's going to be the kind of the complementary to the HLB series on the adjustable. So you can say when you see that A, that B, the RL, the L, so you can kind of tie it back to our traditional trims, but we just brought it into the direct mounts. And again, all of this, as you can see, if you read below in some of the blocks down in the table, 4-inch and 6-inch, you can see in the HLB light, we do offer it in round. In the HLB, we'll give you the squares. So you can kind of see where we have the rounds, where we have the squares, where the price point is at, and where it's not. So you can kind of see how we kind of move our way up from that good, better, best. And then on the right there, LCR, that stands for light commercial recessed. So, with the Halo brand as popular as it has been and continues to be in the contractor world, it's kind of known for residential, right? You think Halo, you think residential. Well, they wanted to use some of that brand strength that Halo brings and kind of enter the, no pun intended, lightly enter the commercial space. So light commercial recessed, great product line that we've introduced. It is a direct mount, as you can see, but we offer this in a 2, 4, a 6, and an 8-inch aperture. It's universal voltage, 0 to 10. But what we did on the 2-inch, because we saw an opportunity, or we were told there's an opportunity for that smaller aperture in the residential space for, again, highlighting under cabinet, doing some different lighting, bookcases and so forth. We offer the 2-inch, which is 800 lumens and is 120 volt phase dim. So really seeing some takeoff with that product because of some of the features, some of the demand out there in that residential space. So again, light commercial, so you can kind of see from that HLB light, and I do have a slide to kind of dig a little bit more into our HLB series because we just launched a new product in the HLB series called the HLB Slim Edge, and I'll talk about that in a future slide. And surface mount, believe it or not, there's a ton of surface mount business out there that we've continued to find. I don't know why I'm surprised by that, but the opportunities do exist. Mounting that light fixture to the surface against the standard 4-inch square octagonal junction box. Again, a lot of contractors, a lot of homes, a lot of existing homes have those kind of traditional surface mount lights. Want to get the LED in there, save some energy, give it a bit of a different look. So again, surface mount continues to be a big mover for us. So here we'll have our HLC. This is really the kind of that price fighter, your closet, your back of house and so forth. We sell this in multi-packs, very price competitive. We get that in a 4, a 6, as well as the 9-inch. What's unique about the 9-inch, and we're seeing a lot of demand and interest on, is 9-inch comes with a motion sensor built in. So you come into your closet, instead of having some funky, either doing it with a switch or some other system, we have the motion sensor, PIR sensor built right in. So great feature there to think about. And as you kind of move left to right, the BLD, we've just come out with some different designs based on customer preference, just giving you some options that, hey, if they didn't like the HLC look, hey, let's go to the BLD. And the BLD, if you kind of look across to the SLD, we kind of kept that same trim style. I'll talk about the SLD when I get over there. But again, CLD, we get that in the 7-inch. So again, some of those existing fixtures, when you take them down, they have that kind of that blemish, if you'll call it, on the ceiling. People wanted to cover it. The 7-inch does that for us. So there you have it. Why do you have a 7-inch? Which was solving a problem that we were told was out there. And then, again, flagship for our surface mount continues to be the SMD. So we have this in direct mount as well as your traditional surface or into a can. So here is the surface mount. Again, standard junction box. We have it in a 4, 6, and look at that, 12 and 14-inch round and square. So again, why a 12 and 14-inch? You'd be surprised. There's a lot of things out there with the, especially in that commercial space, holes, problems that can solve. So not a high runner, but again, problem solver. That's what, again, message I want to leave with you. A lot of stuff here in the Halo family that can come in and solve some of those problems that you come in across maybe every day, every week. And then last, I'll finish here on the surface mount with the SLD. We launched this a bunch of years ago. In fact, you might say it's our first surface mount fixture. We launched it with our WaveStream technology. Some of you may have heard of that. We launched it back in 2013, pretty groundbreaking technology, WaveStream, an optical lens, if you will, that deflects the light in a very designed way. We introduced that in the SLD. So again, high performance. It comes with a price point, but great look, great performance, and again, we do sell quite a bit of the SLD still to this day. And you do get into that 1200 lumen output, so higher output, and we do offer it with universal. So you can see that kind of moves into maybe a little bit of that commercial space that you might find yourself in. We actually did a courtyard in Connecticut with all SLDs throughout all the hallways, and I purposely stay there because of that. I just like to see them all up in the hall, and I kind of gloat. Let's say that we sold them to a nice hotel chain. And then I'm going to finish up here on the kind of the overview slides here with our integrated LED. So here you'll see our HL6, that slope ceiling, H4 LED. Sad to tell you that we actually discontinued the H4. Just didn't have the slide updated, so I left it in here. So again, RIP to the H4 series. It was extremely successful. But the good news is I can't take something away and not give you something. So I'm going to give you the HL3, and you'll see that to the right. And what we've done there is with LED, as I'm sure you're seeing in a lot of manufacturers, vendors, the higher output, the higher efficacies with LEDs, the more output you can get and the smaller aperture. So you can really start to squeeze the apertures in our ceilings. You'll see that 2-inch, the 3-inch. We've got a full offering of the 3-inch in the RL series as well. So here is more of this high end. This is going to be, if anybody remembers our product line, the Iris brand, this would probably be the closest to replacing Iris. 3-inch aperture here, fully integrated. You have adjustable within the fixture, 45 degrees rotation. So again, a lot of the features, the trim options, and some of the control options that the home architects and designers are really looking for. So if you're doing those high-end homes, maybe some hospitality, maybe some executive offices and so forth, where they're looking for that higher end performance and product, keep the HL3 in mind. And you can see there the HL3AR, that's going to be a direct mount retrofit. No can needed. That'll go up directly into your ceiling plane, kind of like a direct mount would mount. And again, all some of those features that we just talked about with the HL3. So with that, I'm going to move into a few slides. I hope I haven't lost anybody yet. Certainly don't hope my Boston accent hasn't lost anybody. I know that can be a little tricky too. So this is recorded. If you have to go back and figure out what I was saying for the last 10 or 15 minutes, you'll have the recording. But so the HLB, we talked about the HLB family and the HLB Slim Edge. So I wanted to bring this slide in because I think it's important to kind of give you a broader view because of the direct mount, because of the importance that it has in the market and demand. I wanted to kind of highlight it to you folks this morning. So I mentioned the Halo light, HLB light, again, 4 6-inch round only, smooth lens, 1,000 lumens, 3 color select, right? Jumping off to the right, we talked about the HLB standard. That's going to be that 3, 4, 6, 8, and 12-inch, right? Again, remember those problem solvers I talked about. That 8 and 12, those are universal 0 to 10, as well as the 4 and the 6. So, kind of moving into that light commercial space. We didn't call it light commercial, but again, demand was calling for it. So we snuck it in there, if you will. Talked about the prismatic lens, high angle glare, again, higher performance, if you will. 5 color select and so forth. HLB Slim Edge, what's different, Matt? Well, we're going to give you the 4 and 6-inch. Well, that's not different. Smooth round, okay, that's same as the HLB light. But what do we do here? So we've kind of we brought the HLB and the HLB light together. That's why it's in the middle. So now we're going to give the 5 color select in a smooth lens round. We're not going to give you the square because, again, focusing on a space in the market that was asking for it. so we gave it to you. What's also nice about this, it's a polymer trim, so dead front, if you will, great for those shower applications. All of these are already wet location. So again, giving you that, that one extra feature that you may be looking for, or your customer or designer or code requires. Okay, so keep the HLB in mind. And again, just another slide here. I think I just touched on all of this. So and just launched it. This is fairly new. Just launched it a few weeks ago. So I guess hot off the presses, if you will. Fire safe housings. I wanted to bring this up today because, again, I see and hear that codes are changing around the country and different municipalities and states and counties and so forth. Some are requiring, I think there are actually a few in Pennsylvania right now that are requiring in certain multi-dwellings, maybe single family. Again, not that close to it, but conversations with John and some of his team and some of the contractors and distributors out there. I want to just let you know that this isn't a space that Halo was in before, but now we're in it big time. We got 2-hour rating in accordance with the UL 263. I didn't know what UL 263 was until we came out with a fire rated housing. Now I know that we've done the research, the design. We've got a box that can stand up to 2 hours. So we meet, if not exceed, most code. We've got it in a 3, a 4, a 6, and a 5 inch. So again, any aperture size, compatible with all of our Halo trims. And it is, so you'll got to be careful with this one. On the 3 inch and the 6 inch, it's 120 volt only. The 4 and the 5 inch does have phase dim and 0 to 10 capability built in. And these are all LED dedicated. So you'll have the quick connect versus a medium base screw in. So again, keeping part of the meeting that code is keeping some of those higher wattage lamps out of these things. So that gives us a, kind of a leg up, especially when the world's going more LED. So keep in mind, if you got some demand for those, instead of using those expensive covers or however else you're meeting your fire code, maybe the housing is an affordable way to get after that. This one might be a stretch. Here in the Northeast, I think we really pushed the integrated or the LED trims. Here was we introduced the H36 and the E44. Just a quick, I guess, honorable mention. These were designed specifically for the 3 and the 4 inch aperture lamps. So BiPen MR16 LED or PAR 16. This is going to be designed, really optimized for those lamp applications where whether it's a designer or end user prefers to go lamp, they're not yet ready to go with the integrated LED. Here you have it. And I think a lot of this actually came from West Coast where that GU10 base is required. I think, we saw some demand, some interest. Some customers still want to use those lamps. So just again, wanted to make you aware of it. And while I'm on this slide, we do have, and talk to Billows, they are stocking. We have an H245 housing. If for those of you that are still going the housing route, we have an H245 new construction and a retrofit. It's nice because it fits into 2x4 construction. It is LED dedicated, but again, in those tight spaces, tight plenums where there's some 2x4, maybe some soffit areas where you don't have that plenum space to get a standard can in, where you're still using those cans and you don't want to go direct mount. We got a solution there to get you into some of those tighter spaces, whether it's a retrofit or a new construction. We also have the H345, which would be a 3 inch can. So some if you're still in the housing market and the housing or the can market, keep those in mind. We got the 3 inch and the 4 inch in both new and old work. And then a quick, just a quick highlight. I know I talked about the HL3, just wanted to kind of pop it up one more time. This again, in lieu of kind of discontinuing the H4, I just wanted to kind of reiterate the fact that we did replace it with the 3 inch, and again, full functioning up to 1800 lumens, a lot of new construction, remodel, all the things that you would expect from Halo, with features, trims, accessories, and so forth. So again, just putting it back out there as we move away from the H4 and into the smaller aperture space. And then second to last, I won't say last but not least, I am going to give you a little sneak peek of something that hasn't launched yet. So I could be getting myself in trouble, but it wouldn't be the first time. But anyway, before I get there, I'm kind of building the suspense, as you can tell. RL Nightlight. So our RL series, we talked about it. We just launched the RL Nightlight feature. So this is going to be a direct mount. We got it in the 4 and the 6, and you can see there are 2 modes. So one click of the toggle switch, it's on full output, 600 to 800 lumens. If you click it within a second and a half, quick on off, you're going to get a nice nightlight glowing trim. Again, direct mount, kind of neat, if you will, for around hallways, bathrooms, maybe coming in the basement door where you don't want to have too dark a light. So anyway, just a nice nice product there to kind of keep in mind for some of those spaces that you might even have in your own homes, or maybe some of your customers. And keeping in mind, it is direct mount. It doesn't go into a can, so ability to go in, cut a hole in the ceiling, you can get that power to it. Easy to do, as you know, with the direct mount. Wanted to bring that to you. And then if I had a drum roll, I would play it right now, but I don't. So I'm just going to get to it. The RL Slope Direct Mount. This, again, you can see available in October. We have not launched this yet, so don't go out telling all your friends. But we will have this thing out this month, waiting for some inventory to show up so we can officially launch and be ready to ship it to you. But this is going to be a 4-6-inch direct mount ceiling slope from a 9-degree up to a 45 degrees. So again, as you mentioned, color selectable. So you get standard kind of feature now with most of the product that's coming out from Halo. And by the way, my nightlight above was color selectable. So keep an eye out for this one. I know we'll be working with the distributors in the areas, Billows, and getting this thing on the shelf and getting that thing out to you for those slope ceiling applications that are out there. We know they are, and we look forward to supporting you on that one. All right, so hey, we're leaving the kind of the Halo brand, but we're not going too far. We're going to go over to Halo Commercial, and as I mentioned, Bill Johnson, he is on. I tried to get him to be a presenter, but I guess I don't know, maybe he didn't qualify. I don't know, but anyway, he's here grading me today. He runs the Halo Commercial brand, and as I opened up my comments, I think the Halo Commercial brand's really from the days of the PD6. If anybody out there is familiar with. I mean, this thing really has exploded. And I'm going to show you some slides here, and I'll let you kind of read through some of these bullets. But I think the main point here when you think of Halo Commercial is mainstream downlighting. Commercial, this is going to be a universal 0 to 10 volt only. But when you start to see what this thing offers and what it can do from 1,000 lumens all the way up to 8,000 lumens in an 8-inch, super versatile cylinders. I'm stealing a little bit of my thunder, but I just want to kind of get you excited about this one because I know I have been, and I've noticed our sales have skyrocketed. As you would expect, you would introduce product that didn't exist, so it's been organic growth. Bill has been spearheading this thing, and quite frankly, done a fantastic job and really brought some great solutions to our agents, to our customers, whether it's coming from a specification and trying to VE something into either whether it's schedule or price or a design build. Again, problem solving in the field. And as I go through the next couple of slides, you'll kind of start to see what I mean by that. So jumping right into it, when you think Halo Commercial, we kind of broke it up into 2 families: the HC series, full cutoff, PR series, selectable lumens, and CCT. So I guess the biggest differentiator here to keep in mind is HC. It's going to be more of that VE specification centric, I guess you might say. The PR is going to be more of a kind of a retrofit stock, maybe some energy retrofit plays and so forth. Still can be new construction, and we certainly have done it in new construction, but if you try to kind of position it, I'd say that's probably where we would want to go with it. So point source, it's going to be more regressed, a couple of different trim options, a couple of different distributions, and so forth. The PR is going to have maybe a little bit less on the distributions, less on the trim. So again, you can kind of see where the price points would come in. But again, both extremely priced aggressive. Stock is always something to think about when it comes to Halo Commercial versus some of this MTO, long lead time stuff. So again, problem solver. You can kind of see here on the HC 1,000 up to 4,000. The HC8 will get you 8,000. And then you can see over on the PR series, 1,000 up to 4,000. And I'm going to kind of show you how all these products kind of play out one by one here. And I'm going to go quick. I again, don't want to kind of get too mired up or jammed up in some of the details here. I'll leave the slides up here if you guys are still awake and, paying attention. I know you are. you can kind of look through and kind of see some of the details here. But again, high level with the HC. It's going to be new construction or retrofit. And what's nice about this, I'll tell you in a second, housing frame or cylinder. So again, you can see the HC or the HCC. So we do have the downlight as well as the cylinder complement. Slow down, Matt. And it's a 3-part series. It would be the LED engine and then the reflector. What's nice about the HC product and the cylinders, they use the same engine and the same trim. So you can kind of not mix and match, but again, you don't have to figure out different part numbers for each series. So it's really kind of convenient, I guess you will. And Bill, again, I think you did that intentionally. That wasn't an accident, right, Bill? So you can see, I say new construction and retrofit. That frame that you see there in the image, that actually converts to a retrofit. So what you would do is remove some of the trims around it, put it up into the ceiling, and it does have an adjustable trim for ceiling thickness. So if you needed to, from I believe it's a 1/2 inch up to maybe 2.5 inch ceiling thickness, you're able to adjust that in the ceiling in the field. Multiple reflectors and distribution, so narrow, medium, wide beam options. Wall wash, always important when you're trying to get out of that specification. That wall wash always seems to be one that's in a specification and it isn't leaving. So again, specular clear, you get all the, I wouldn't say you have all the features. Again, this is still, kind of a cost play or a price play. So we want to try to keep it affordable. So we couldn't give you all of the options that might be on a specification, but we've got the primary ones, right? That 90% of the market that your customers are going to need and be looking for. So a few more slides, and I'm going to kind of let you read, just kind of hit the highlights. We talked about the housing and the mounting frame. As I mentioned here, it's a preset 1/2 inch. It just for ceiling thicknesses up to 1.5 inches. I think I said 2, so my apologies there. I hope I didn't mislead you. 1/2 inch to 1.5. So those different thicknesses, depending on what's going on in the field, you may not know at the time of bid or buy. Now you get the ability in the field. No fuss hanger bars, again, something that's kind of Halo's known for. Those hanger bars, nail it and so forth. Bill brought what he could over to the Halo commercial family. Adjustable mounting brackets. So again, a lot of different features, junction box, and ways for you as the contractor, ease of installation in the field, kind of keeping your time and your ability to get in and out of a job quickly in mind. We got some retrofit kits that we do offer as well. So you'll see the HC4R, so that new construction, or you can go with the straight retrofit trim. So again, really flexible on the 4, the 6, and the 8, and you can kind of see some of the holes and some of the apertures that this thing will fit, will cover. We even have a 12 inch. So, if you got that 10 inch fixture that you took out of the ceiling, it's a little messy. Instead of the goof ring, you can, with the goof ring and the 12 inch ring, you can fix a problem. Mousetrap style spring clips. Again, like that direct mount. Everybody likes that direct mount. We offer it to you here. So you can kind of see from this slide, flexibility, right? The HC family with the cylinder provides you the flexibility. Again, cylinders, you're seeing a lot of this come about, with designers. Want that nice, with a lot of these open ceilings, naked ceilings, whatever you want to call them, dark ceilings. A lot of people going for that cylinder style fixture in the space because there's really no place to hang anything else, right? So cylinders, pendant mount, surface mount, different ways to mount them, different finishes, as I mentioned, utilizing the HC LED engine and trim styles. So again, flexible and hopefully ease of ordering. And again, a few more comment on this one. So when you are ordering the fixtures, you would need to choose, depending on your lumen output requirement, the proper housing. So the housing would come designed with the driver in it to match either the 1,000, 1,500, or 2,000, or the other option would be 3,000, 4,000. So keep that in mind if you're looking. If it gets a little confusing, of course, call any of us, John, myself, and we can get you going. A few more comments here. This is just kind of highlighting some of the modules, and as I mentioned, we have the 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 lumen module, and then you jump up to the 3 and the 4,000. So you can kind of see some of those different, some of that different nomenclature. Again, didn't want to bog down anybody here in the details. Just wanted to kind of flash it up here and kind of see if you are interested, kind of what to look for, questions to ask. And then you can kind of see here the the offering of trims to go after, again, that design build, that specification that they're looking to VE. And you actually are starting to see a lot of agents right now, quite frankly, just go after the specification with Halo Commercial. When we first came out with the product, it was really kind of that problem solver in the middle, right? Hey, seen a lot of specifications. Maybe it was lead time, maybe it was cost. A lot of these budgets are getting tight. Let's come out with a product in the middle. Now we're starting to see the way the world's going with cost inflations, price increases, and so forth. A product like Halo Commercial really is becoming almost mainstream. So be on the lookout for that. And then here's just a couple of other, we always need the emergency backup. I wouldn't be doing myself or you any justice if I didn't mention some of our connected solutions. You can see there in the bottom left, Wavelengths Lite. We have a wireless control system. Love to talk to you more about that at some future date. But Wavelengths Lite, it's an integrated sensor. Of course, with the downlight, you can't integrate. There's no way to integrate it. So we came out with a tile mount kit. So it would allow you to bring some of your downlights into that system. Emergency backup, remote and so forth, integral or remote. And then DLVP, again, it's on there. It's distributed low voltage power. Be aware of it if ever that comes up. And then the Wavelengths Pro off here to the right. You kind of see Wavelengths Lite kind of will play into the Wavelengths Lite system at some point in the future. Bluetooth on the left, and a little bit more of a Wi-Fi or Zigbee type system over here. Again, whole other hour or two we could spend on that, but keep it in the back of your mind. And then jumping into the PR series. So as I mentioned, the differentiator here. So with the PR series, you're going to see a lot more lumen select and color select. So again, and some installation flexibility in the field. So as you can see here, very similar to the HC, except on this one, it's going to be the housing and it's going to be the trim. And the trim kind of comes, it's a white with the ability to snap on some custom trims if you needed to change those in the field. So you're not going to get the trim options that you have with the HC series. But again, this offers some things that the HC series doesn't. Again, that flexibility and that selectability in the field. We have the low lumens. So again, as I mentioned earlier, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, again, selectable. And then the 2003, 4 with the 3,000, 3,500, and 4,000 Kelvin selectable in the field. So again, wanted to just kind of leave some of these up here. What's nice about the PR series, we've got new construction, we got the remodel frame, we've got retrofit, so you can go up into a ceiling again with the direct mount clips. So again, second, third, if you will, new construction, retrofit, and now you can go direct mount into a ceiling with the PR series, and this is on both 4, 6, and 8. And then you have the cylinder. So this is where we've seen a lot of success with this one here in particular, is on hard ceilings, existing maybe in malls, outdoor type installations, not direct, not direct to the weather, but underneath, canopies and so forth. Great problem solver, hard ceilings, whether it's concrete, finished or otherwise. You can go in with these cylinders, mount them, wire them, and put your trim in and you're done. So been a great problem solver for us out there with the PR series. And again, just kind of showing you some of the details on how this would be, controlled in the field. The modules, as I mentioned, 3 different styles, 2 different outputs, and again, selectable low and high. And there's how you would do it. Kind of a nice feature, a picture here showing where you would change your lumen outputs, and it's very similar on the color temperatures where it's a dip switch. It's all up, all down, or alternate for your different color temperatures, 3, 35, and 4. And then what's nice too about the PR, flexibility on your beam distributions. Like I said, not as many as the HC, but we still give you something. Can't give you everything, right? We got to differentiate a little bit and keep those costs down. So with what's nice about this one, the lens that we ship you with the trim would be a medium or a wide distribution. And all you got to do is take it out and flip it over, and it's going to change that distribution for you. So, if you go in, it's comes out of the factory, I believe, medium, but again, Bill's out there. He could probably confirm that in the chat. If you don't like it and you wanted to go wide or vice versa, move the trim, flip it, and you're back in, and you just fix the problem. And you didn't have to go back to the distributor with a half open box and kind of giving the guy at the counter a piece of your mind. Same kind of overview of configurations and options as we have in the HC. So again, your emergency backup, your wavelengths integration with the tile mount sensor. So again, giving you that same flexibility of controllability. We have that as well with the PR, so that hasn't changed. And then last but not least, I'm going to go quickly through this one, multiples. So a lot of, just when we thought Bill was done with the cylinders, like, hey, wow, we've got the HC, you gave us the PR 4, 6, 8, color select, lumen select, the different trim options in the AC. I mean, he really built this product line out to something pretty special. And then he came out with multiples. I'm like, when is he ever going to stop? And I don't think he's gonna, but anyway, with the multiples here, we have 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 light multiples, pull down heads, adjustable rotation and tilt, direct beam form options, and so forth. So again, for those hospitality applications, of course, retail comes to mind when you think multiples. You might have some boardrooms, some offices and so forth that want to highlight walls, but not have that traditional track up on the ceiling with those track heads hanging down and kind of in the way. So this is a nice way to recess or regress all that up into the ceiling, but still get that functionality and ability to put that light where you want it, how you want it, and change it as maybe the space changes or your tastes or the, who knows, new CEO comes in and his piece of art might be bigger. So you can go from maybe a 15 degree or 15 degree up to a 25 or 40 degree flood with a quick snap in and out of an optic. So very flexible. Again, because it could go into that retail space or those higher end spaces, again, where you're maybe highlighting some art or maybe some different high quality product, high quality colorimetrics. So, again, what we're putting in these LEDs is going to be a high R9. Again, for those out there that are familiar with, color renditioning and stuff, that's an important feature. So we brought that into the multiple product to give you that quality of light. 12, here's some specs on it, 1200 per head, again, high CRI, you see that 90 plus. CCT, this is not selectable. You would have to kind of order this, but again, the idea here is you kind of know your space. It's going to be probably a little bit more design centric, not too flexible, so you're going to really know what you want. So choose your colors here, but we do offer it from the 27 to the 4. Mention the distributions, 25 comes standard, but you can get the 15 and the 40, very easy to swap out in the field as needs change or as preferences change, or as maybe a mistake was made. Hey, I thought I needed the 15, you gave me the 25, swap them out, very easy for us to do. And then some, 2 housing styles, new construction with removable flange and a remodeler with fixed flange. So again, different ways to go into the place, depending on what you've got in the space. So again, different ways to go out and install these with 2 different finishes, white and black. So again, probably the majority of what the installations would be or ceilings in the spaces that you would be the white or the black. So we gave it to you. The dual functioning dimming. So different ways to dim this depending on the space requirements. And so again, very flexible product. Keep it in mind, no one would think that Halo Commercial would have a multiple. You think high-end brands and so forth. You think retail. Why would Halo Commercial be doing it? Well, because Bill Johnson's running the brand, and he can, and he did. So here's a nice summary slide. I always love this one. I do try to finish up with it. It kind of gives you kind of a nice visual of kind of where the Halo Commercial product is and can get you for your needs out in the field, from the round, square, 4-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch cylinders. You get the multiples as we just talked about, up to the 4-pack, PR square, 4-inch to 6-inch, PR 4, 6, and 8, selectable lumen and CCT. The HC 4 through 6, 1,000 lumens all the way up to an 8,000. So that's some pretty high ceiling heights that you can get, and maybe some lobbies. So again, a lot of places you can go with this Halo Commercial brand that I just wanted everybody to be aware of as I kind of finished up here with you folks today. So hey, a couple final comments. Number one, thanks again. Hopefully everybody that showed up stayed in their seats, and I kind of kept them engaged. I appreciate your time, and just think, Cooper Lighting Solutions, Halo brand, #1 brand for many years. I mean, I know the marketing guys love bragging about it. I'm a sales guy, so I like bragging about that too. But at the end of the day, when I'm out selling, talking to the contractors, talking to my distributors, working with my agents, it's a real easy line to talk about. We've got, it's when you bring solutions at an affordable price, and you can really go into a place and give the customer kind of what they need, and sometimes give them what they don't even think they needed. That's what Halo and Halo Commercial kind of gives me as a sales guy. From that 2-inch up to a 14-inch, 500 lumens on our RL3, all the way up to 8,000 lumens in our LCR or our Halo Commercial. We really fill a lot of gaps. I would almost say all of the gaps. But I'm sure there's somebody out there that says, well, you don't have one of these, and you're probably right. So with that, I'm going to say thank you. Thank you and to Sarah and the association for letting us in, and obviously for you folks for sitting in and listening. I hope it was beneficial. Any questions? Please share my contact information. I got John Childs here with me on the lighting solutions team, and always there to support whatever it is you guys need out there, whether it's well, it's got to be Cooper, because there is really nothing else that we need to talk about after today. So with that, Sarah, I'll if there's questions, I don't know how I did on time. I don't even know what time it is. So
it's
I hope
8:16. Perfection, actually. You did well. And I don't think I've met too many people that speak faster than I do. And I mean that as a compliment, Matt. So thank you very much. We'll forgive the Boston accent.
I think that's a Boston thing. I've always talked fast. I eat fast. I walk fast. I sleep fast. I do a lot of things fast. So we'll leave it at that. But
well, we can tell that it's very clear your passion for this line, and it's very understandable why, given the just immense selections that you can offer to the residential and commercial market, the flexibility you guys can add. And I really, I like what you said too. There's probably a lot of things that you can offer that our contractors just don't even know to ask. So I'm looking forward to, hearing any questions that might be out there. It doesn't look like there's anything today, but we'll be sending out Matt and John's contact information. If you have any other questions, comments, concerns, you can reach out to them directly. I'd like to thank you, Matt, for a wonderful presentation today, John for being here, as well as Billows Electric Supply for their sponsorship today. So with that, I don't see any questions coming in, so I think you nailed it, Matt.
Okay.
We're good to go.
Super.
Everyone have a wonderful day. Thank you.